Hey everyone, how are you? I hope you are doing amazing. I know it's been so long since you last seen me, but I'm back. So please let me know exactly what it is, topics that you want me to discuss, things you would like me to share, and I will do so. So today we are talking about my miscarriage story. So I did not just miscarry once, but I miscarried twice. Um, and then came along my rainbow baby, which is Harmony. So majority of you know that I did miscarry, but you don't know the details of what led up to the miscarriage and what exactly happened. So today, finally, I am deciding to finally share my story. For those of you that miscarried, you know that this is not something that's easy to be talked about, because it's like it's a child that you will never ever get to see or know if it was a boy or girl, or see their face, hear the heartbeat, or anything. So it's a really touchy subject. So just bear with me, okay? So I am married to an amazing man. His name is William, and he's more than I can ever ask for. So me and William, we met online. For those of you that don't know, we met on Facebook. So yes, dating online is the new thing. So you never know, you might find your husband on Facebook, but that is for another video. So after us dating, we got engaged, so forth, so on. I moved to where we currently live at right now, which is Rhode Island. And our weddings went for September of 2016. So we ended up getting married early, which me and him will share why we got married early in another video. So we ended up getting married early, which was May 25th of 2016. So we're coming up on our 3rd anniversary. So we ended up getting married early. In the process of us getting married, me getting acclimated to a new state, me trying to find a new job, and trying to plan not one, but 2 weddings, I ended up getting pregnant. So I found my job, which I'm not there anymore. I have a new job now. I found my job in July of 2016. The very day, when I tell you the very day that I went to sign my new hire papers, I was not feeling well and I didn't see my period. So I called up my friend. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to say no names, but she know who she is. I was like, hey, I think I might be pregnant. And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah. So I went to the nearest Walgreens, which is literally right next to my old job. And I was so anxious that I couldn't wait till I got home. So I was on the phone with her. On the phone with her, I went into the nearest Burger King, which is right across the street. And I took the pregnancy test. I didn't take not one. I took 2. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what am I about to do? I just started this job. We have a wedding to be planned. I already brought my wedding dress. Everything is already set in stone, and bam, I'm pregnant. Luckily, it was only July, and the wedding was in September. So, mind you, I just started a new job. I didn't have health insurance or anything. So I went to the nearest clinic. A few days later, I went to the nearest clinic, which is for people, mothers without health insurance. So I went to the nearest clinic, and this is where it just began to be horrible. So I went to the nearest clinic, and the lady was like, well, there's nothing in the sack. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, so what does that mean? She was like, well, you still might be a little bit too early. So let's just come back again in a week because you might be too early. So I'm like, okay. So I waited a whole week worried, like, okay, what's about to happen to me? A week go by, I go back, same thing. There's nothing in the sac. So they say, I'm sorry, but there's nothing in the sac. We have to terminate your pregnancy. And I'm like, you have to do what? And so at the job that I was at, your insurance starts right away, thankfully. So I made an appointment to the OBGYN, and he did an ultrasound there. Same thing. It was nothing in the sac, which is this. So I will post a picture of this. This is my first pregnancy. It's nothing in the sac, as you can see. It's nothing in the sac. So that is called a blighted ovum. I've never heard of it before. So I said, okay, what's next? Mind you, so I'm back. This is just still a very touchy subject. And me talking about it just brings back so many memories. So my OBGYN scheduled me for a DNC. So for those of you that don't know what a DNC is, it's kind of like an abortion, but it's medically, and it's because it's nothing else, you know, it's no baby. So I had to go under anesthesia and all of that. So I had the DNC surgery. Mind you, I had the DNC surgery 1 week before my wedding. 1 week. Yes. So I kept asking the doctor, I'm like, hey, how long am I going to be bleeding? I can't be bleeding for my wedding. I'm like, look, I got a wedding. So they said, okay, they had gave me 2 options. They said, 1, you can have a DNC, or 2, you can let nature take its course. I opted for the DNC because nature could have went a different way, and I could have had I could have been bleeding on my wedding day and had a miscarriage right then and there. So I decided, after talking to my husband, to just go ahead with the DNC. So I did the DNC. I prayed to God. I said, Lord, please let me stop bleeding before my wedding. The day of my wedding, no bleeding. Thank you, God. He heard my prayers. So in the midst of starting a new job, planning the wedding, not 1, but 2 weddings, having to go to another state for a wedding, going on a honeymoon, all of this, trying to be so excited for this wedding, I just lost something valuable to me. I just lost my baby. So with the support of my family, my friends, my amazing husband, things, you know, I started to do better. So at my checkup, my doctor said, hey, if you want to start trying again, you could try again. I'm like, no way. Like, no. So months later, I told my husband, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's try again. So we went to Orlando, and the next month, I became pregnant again. So this time I was happy, but I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want the same thing to happen. So all of a sudden, I get up one morning and I'm bleeding. This was about a week later after I found out. I'm bleeding. So I go to my doctor, and I go to my doctor, and lo and behold, there's no baby. I had another miscarriage. miscarriage. And this one was in April of 2017. I had another miscarriage. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this again. So one of my friends here in Rhode Island invited me to her prayer night service at her church. And I just didn't feel up to it at all. And I just had left the doctor, and I asked my doctor, I'm like, hey, this is my second miscarriage. What's wrong with me? Why can't I have kids? Why can't I have a child? He said, honestly, I don't think anything's wrong with you. If it happens a third time, then we will do a procedure and we will take tests. I said, no. I said, I want the test now. I said, because I don't have time to go through this for a third time. I said, I've been through it twice. It's not anything that is something that you wish on anybody. You don't want someone to go through a miscarriage, let alone two. So I asked him, I said, hey, just give me the papers. Just give me the papers to be able to go and take the test. He said, okay, if this is what you want, okay. So I got the papers. God was telling me, go to that prayer service. So I texted her, I was like, hey, I'll be there tonight. It was on a Friday, I'll never forget. Went to the prayer service, and her pastor, this anointed first lady, called it out. She said, there's somebody sitting in this audience right now that you went to the hospital and you got bad news. And now the doctors want you to take tests. She said, don't take that test at all. I am here to tell you right now, today, that you are healed. I was just like, oh my God, she's talking to me. Like, oh my God, she is talking to me. And I didn't tell my husband. I didn't tell anybody. I'm like, I'm healed. I'm healed. So this month we were on our the next month we were on our anniversary trip. We went to Mexico. So I said, you know what, God? I'm gonna trust in you fully, and we're gonna try again. And this time I am believing in you right now to bless my womb. I prayed. I said, God, please bless. You blessed Hannah in the Bible. I said, Hannah went and she prayed to you to bless her womb. So please bless me like you blessed Hannah. We went on our trip, came back the next month. I was pregnant. I was so terrified and so scared. Didn't tell anybody. I took about 10 pregnancy tests. No lie. I took so many pregnancy tests. So right here, I will post my initial reaction and response to me being pregnant. So I have some good news. I took 2 and both of them say pregnant. So it's official. I am pregnant. I went and did my HCG levels on June 6th, and it was 124. And I repeated it on June 8th, and it did double to 273. So I'm very happy. The doctor is very happy. And I will be going for my first ultrasound on June 22nd. So I was pregnant. And then I still didn't tell anybody because I wanted to see the baby in the sack. So I seen the baby in the sack. And I was so happy. So I'm going to post my response. And then I'm going to post my husband's response.
This was a video game or something, but I seen this, I'm just like, wow. Oh my God.
There's some other stuff in there.
Girl, I can't get past this.
And my husband's response was so genuine and so amazing because he knew exactly what I had been through. And he felt my pain, so he understood. Then our prayers didn't stop there. We prayed and we asked God to bless us with a baby girl because my husband has 2 boys. So we prayed and we asked him to bless us with a baby girl, and he did. And how did I come up with her name, Harmony? I wanted something that was meaningful, something that meant something. So me and my husband, we juggled with different names. And then one day, as I was reading my Bible, I seen Harmony. And I was like, wow, harmony means like a joyful noise, like music to your ears. And I told my husband, he was like, yes. So that's how we came up with the name Harmony. So I am here to tell anybody that's watching this, if you're trying hard to conceive, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But impossible is nothing. What God says, it will happen. Bless your womb. Continue to pray over your womb every day while you're in the shower. Touch your womb and say, God, please bless my womb. Heal me from the inside out. Say, God, I know that it's a struggle, but bless my womb right now. Do exactly what you did to Hannah and bless my womb, because I know any and everything is possible through you. Devil says no, God says yes. Just because the devil is on your life and you have miscarriage after miscarriage, or you probably went through in vitro and you didn't have any success, do not give up. I am here telling you right now to do not give up whatsoever. It might take a year, it might take 2 years, but it will happen. I am a living with not 1, but 2 miscarriages. Don't give up, please. And that is my miscarriage story. Please like, please share, please comment, subscribe. Please let me know what it is that you want me to talk about. My husband and I, we're going to be talking about long distance relationships, how to make long distance relationships work, and so much more. So thank you so much for tuning in. Peace out.